Allison Sudradjat began work in what was then known as AusAID in 1989. Her passion and love for humanitarian work was most prominent in her roles at the Australian missions in Indonesia and PNG.
Alison was a close friend of mine. She was an exceptional officer within AusAID. She never stopped thinking about how she could make a major contribution to people in both Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. She came here for one term, but she ended up staying close to 5 years. She really was very, very committed and dedicated to her work here. One of the conclusions that we reached after the very tragic events in Indonesia was to honour Alison's memory, and there was no better way to honour her memory than to put in place a number of particularly important scholarship awards, and these were for exceptional students, for students who had the talent, the skills to really make a major contribution to the further development of their countries.
Each year, 4 Allison Sudradjat Prizes are awarded to Indonesian recipients and 2 to Papua New Guineans. The awardees come from various fields such as health, technology and the media.
My name is Rheeney. I'm a journalist by profession. In 2010, I decided that it was time to go for further studies. I applied for Australian Leadership Awards scholarship, which I was successful. I got a scholarship to go and undertake a Masters of Cross-Cultural Communication at the University of Sydney. As part of the ALA program, I was also awarded an Allison Sudradjat Award. After I completed my master's program, I decided to use my Allison Sudradjat Award to fund an internship with the Law Institute for International Policy in Sydney. If I was to recommend, make recommendations on the benefits of those awards to other Papua New Guineans, I've been doing that because I reckon, exposure to living in a community like in Australia, as well as the academic side of things and the sort of working environment at the prestigious, Australian think tanks, which is ranked, one of the highest in the world, for me was very, very enriching.
Education and health are in most cases the first recipients of humanitarian care. Research in these fields are paramount to effective service delivery.
My name is Pamela Toliman, and I was fortunate to receive the Allison Sudradjat Prize when I commenced my Australia Award in 2016. I'm a PhD candidate enrolled through the Kirby Institute at the University of New South Wales. This isn't a job, this is just like, this is work that's important that needs to be done. What's moved me about Alison's life is that she was a humanitarian. She really believed in improving human welfare, and she led and inspired people by the example of her life, and that's just gold. And I definitely identify with those values, and I count it a privilege to work in the service of the women of my country. And I think if you are moved by the burden and plight of others into action, then that becomes your testimony and that becomes your legacy that encourages and inspires other people to action. So yeah, I certainly count it a privilege to work in health research.